All right. Hello and welcome everyone to the new episode of the Academy Countdown, where we look at all the films nominated for Best Picture here at the Oscars. And today I am joined by a very special guest.
Hi, I'm Angela Torres, and I'm the editor for Converge magazine, but I'm also here just to talk about the film and how much I hate it. No, I'm kidding. Okay, let's start.
Because people say they hate it, because today we are looking at a rather controversial film in this list, because we are looking at Marty Supreme today. Now, can I get some initial reactions from you about Marty Supreme?
Am I allowed to be honest?
Yeah.
I honestly thought the movie was entertaining, but a bore.
A bore.
After it being so entertaining and so chaotic for a while, I was like, when is this movie going to end? Like, when is it going to wrap up? What's going to be the resolve for this? So I think my initial reaction was, I think I wasted my time.
Really?
Yes.
That's very interesting to say. I'm really happy to have you here for this episode because I thought the movie was incredible. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was such a kind of, whatever the opposite of return to form is. It's such like a kind of new breath inside of the way of telling a story. I thought it was very interesting.
Really? It kind of reminded me of, have you watched that movie with SZA and it's called like, it's like they had to pay rent and then like so much bad things just keep happening to them.
Yes, like her and like her boyfriend, right?
Yeah, but what's the movie called?
I don't remember what it's called. You're the one who brought it up.
Point is that it reminds me of that. It's like this movie where just bad things keep happening to the protagonist that keeps setting him back over and over again. So it's just, that's what I mean by chaotic. Like It was such a chaotic movie.
It was very chaotic. And
right?
For those uninitiated, Marty Supreme is sort of like an underdog story, but without a rootable underdog. See, the movie follows this guy. His name is Marty Mauser, and he is a fairly good ping pong player. And he is trying to find immense success and admiration and fame, but throughout all of his ordeals, he's constantly backstabbing and getting one up on and manipulating all of those around him for his own personal success. And so this whole movie is kind of like a whirlwind of him trying to get out of situations he put himself in while also trying to advance his own career.
The most selfish character I've met.
Oh, it's
it just feels like, you're right, he was throwing everybody under the bus and then for like so little advancement to what he wanted.
It's definitely a character study. I mean, it's such an undertaking, the character of Marty Mauser, because it's quite the cocktail of so much like skill matched with so much ego
and greed.
Because it's so the whole movie is basically Marty trying to get enough money to be able to buy himself into this tournament in Japan, because he himself is trying to prove himself that he is one of the greats, but he just doesn't have the funds to get there because he's gambled it away or lost it or has tried to swindle everyone that he's even come close to knowing until basically they run out of luck.
Yeah. But don't you think that, what was your opinion on the movie? What was your resolve of it once it ended?
Going to the end of the movie, I thought it was very much a hollow victory, because the way the framing is set and the way that the story is told, from Marty's view particularly, he does win. He gets exactly what he wants. But when you look at it from an objective angle, he has burned every bridge, has lost everything. But to him, all of that is nothing compared to the short amount of success that he is able to attain when he feels like he wins. Because this is quite the character. This is made by, Josh Safdie. And he is a former member of the Safdie brothers, which was a pair of directors, and they had made a movie before called Uncut Gems. Have you ever seen Uncut Gems?
No, I don't think so.
So this movie, it's very similar. Uncut Gems follows this guy who's basically in over his head with loan sharks, and he has to make sure his basketball parlay pays out, but he has to fend off everyone. And so this is very much a same kind of vein of a story, where someone is basically up to their neck in like trouble and like people looking out trying to get them, but then they're able to succeed. And where Uncut Gems is much more of a movie where he gets his like success, this one takes it in a much more personal way, and definitely spins this kind of narrative on its head, the kind of underdog story.
Underdog story. Is he really an underdog though? Like,
I think so.
yeah.
I would say so. I think the odds are stacked against him, but most of that is by his own design. I mean,
Yeah, he's like digging his own grave throughout the whole movie.
yeah, I mean,
I'd say so.
Yeah. I mean, he's stealing money from people. He's getting into business with these corrupted millionaires. He's leading in, accidentally finding himself in the middle of gunfights in the middle of his like swindle scams. It's a very hectic movie. I mean, like, there's a scene where this like the floor collapses on them literally, and it's such a hectic movie.
Yeah, I think it was full of chaos. But my point, or did you not feel at some point of the movie that it was going on for too long? Or were you just so sucked in that you like wanted it to play on?
I think, in my own opinion, it felt like there wasn't even time to question that. I mean, so much is going on. You're running from place to place constantly, like by the seat of your pants. You're just like not knowing where you're going to land, what's going to happen. You're running from this person, you're finding this person, you're begging, you're pleading, you're winning. And it's just such a hectic ride to where it's like you're almost getting whiplash even though you're sitting still in the theater.
Yeah, I did get that feeling though. Like it was like a rush of adrenaline because it was just issue after issue and then like setback after setback. But to me, it kind of felt like going in circles.
Okay.
Like after it played out, I was like, okay, what's this going to lead to? But it was just the same issue, you know? That was my opinion. But I do think that it was a really well-made movie, like in production and the vibe that it gave you, and the actors were great as well.
That is perfect. I really want to talk to you about the actors. I thought the acting in this movie was kind of phenomenal. And I think this movie really is stunt casting at its finest.
Yes, it was like so many famous people and so many recognizable people.
But so many like people you wouldn't expect. I mean, what's it called? You have Timothée Chalamet, who gives a pretty good performance. I mean, and you have Gwyneth Paltrow, who's coming out of retirement for this movie. You have Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, who is a billionaire, who's an investor, and he's taking up acting. He's stepping away from Shark Tank to be able to be in this movie. Even his friend that designs all of the ping pong balls, like that guy was found by the director during a clip of him went viral celebrating after the Knicks won a basketball game. Like, he was just so charismatic in that moment. Like, Safdie was just like, yeah, I want this guy in my movie.
And we can't forget about Tyler, the Creator.
Tyler, the Creator. Yeah, I mean, there's so much casting in this. Like, Tyler, the Creator, I mean, this movie got so big. They were showing this at Camp Flog Gnaw, Tyler, the Creator's huge event. They were showing this. I mean, even Endo, the ping pong player, he's an actual, I think he's an actual Japanese ping pong player who's actually deaf. And so, like...
Oh, how you were saying that every character was playing their own...
Basically, yeah. Like, they made, like, the character of Koto Endo is completely, like, that's an actual guy that plays ping pong professionally. And it's just so interesting, like, how deep they went for, like, this kind of out-of-pocket sort of casting. And I thought that was interesting. And this whole movie was very much, not pioneering, but it was taking its own liberties with how it conducted itself, because marketing for this movie is huge. I mean, I would say that this is the biggest marketed movie out of the entire Oscars list. I mean, how had you heard about this movie? Had you just seen the trailer? Had you just...
Maybe... Yeah, and I think the only reason I heard about this movie was because I was just going to the theaters and picking a movie. And I knew, I was like, oh, there's like Timothée Chalamet and then Tyler, the Creator. I was like, it's probably really good. Actually, I heard about it from you.
Well,
So there you go, full circle.
I would say, I don't know if you saw, but there was so much marketing. They poured so much money into this movie.
They did,
I mean,
for sure.
there was, they had the Vegas Sphere was turned into the ping pong ball. They had it done at Camp Flog Gnaw, this giant music festival. They had Timothée Chalamet promoting it by recording or by featuring in music videos. They had Timothée Chalamet shaved his head for this movie.
Yeah.
Like it was so much money being poured into everything that wasn't this movie. And this isn't the first time that this has happened. I mean, last year we saw this with Anora. I mean, they spent 1.5 times the movie's budget on marketing. But it's interesting seeing the lengths that they go to with this sometimes.
I think they know it's a safe bet when there's really good actors in it. Because I do think, like, I might have not liked the movie or enjoyed it as much as you did, but I do agree that the acting was great. But I will say, don't you think the script or the language that they used wasn't aligned to the time period?
That is one of the few detractors in this movie, and it is a hard one to say because this movie is set in the 1950s, and I'll be honest, I kind of had to be reminded that it was.
Right? Yeah.
It wasn't.
It seemed very modern.
It was very modern, the way they spoke, the way people carried themselves. But at the same time, I think that kind of leads into the almost like whimsicalness of it all. Like, this movie's crazy. It's almost like it's so detached from reality, the stuff that occurs in this movie. It bleeds into almost just pure like fiction. I mean, this movie can be, it's over the top the way they do everything. I mean, even the scene where the guy's recounting about his time in the concentration camps in World War II with like the honey, and it's like the weirdest sequence of all time. Like, this movie will be so serious and be so like set in its like idea and ideology of being this like inspirational movie about this scrappy underdog, but then they do some insane sequences. I mean, the opening sequence is crazy.
Yeah, that was
the tub sequence, crazy. The sequence, every sequence that involves that guy with his dog.
It was
It's a roller coaster.
So much tension and so much. Honestly, it was pretty exciting. I do like those aspects of the movie, but I will say that the language that they used kind of pulled me out of it. I think I would have been a lot more into it, and I think it would have added so much more character.
Were you expecting this to be like a true period piece, like a true like bio?
No,
like
not at all. I had no expectations going into this movie. So, but I do think it would have made it better, personally. But I do think that it is outworldly, like everything that happened in that movie. So it did create its own like universe.
Now, going into kind of the Oscars scene, were there any aspects of this film that you thought were award worthy?
I've got to think. Maybe the scenes where they're playing ping pong. Like, I think those are pretty great. What do you think? What do you think about the scenes?
I think that was interesting. The ping pong scenes, there sadly aren't too many in this movie, which is kind of interesting.
Right?
As much as this movie is about ping pong, this movie's really not about ping pong. I really want to get that through to anyone who hasn't seen this movie and starts to get into it. Very much not about ping pong. But I thought that it was very interesting how they tackled the kind of action sequences. I thought they were very well done, and I thought it was interesting to kind of read about after how all of it was very real, and it was very like Timothée Chalamet, he had taken up ping pong lessons for like a year, I believe. And he had done all this work to try and be able to understand and get better at the craft so he could like perform at like at least close enough to professional level to be able to create this like character. And I think his ability to play ping pong and the kind of idea of this being like a generic sports biopic kind of leads you to buy in to the movie more, only to get subverted with how drastic things become in this movie.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like the measures kept going up every single time. And I don't know. I don't want to agree with you too much because I do want to stick to my opinion because I really didn't enjoy the movie that much. But I do think that you're convincing me with the way that they order things and the way that they structured it all. Oh, you're winning me over.
And yeah, and then I think all of that is like truly brought to a head in the ending of this movie. Not to get too into the weeds again, but it's so like the ending of this movie, you have to agree, the way that it's presented is very cathartic. It's very like celebratory. It's like they win, they succeed, everything, the world is theirs.
Really? I felt like...
But then you realize that's the way it's presented though. But then like the fact of the matter is that it's not.
I thought the way that it was presented was like bittersweet, like very like, what was the point of this? At least to me, that's the way that it was presented to me.
But but to Marty, this is the whole world. I mean,
you don't think he seemed disappointed by the end of it? Like,
I thought he loved it. I thought that was the whole sticking point of the movie.
It felt like he was so like drained from energy that when he got what he wanted, he was kind of like...
He collapses on the floor. He does it.
Yeah. Okay. Did you hear about the alternative ending to that movie?
I have heard about the alternative ending.
Let's not talk about it. Okay,
what did you
think?
I thought it was hilarious. And
I found it hilarious.
I think the way that they did it in the movie was more interesting because the idea of it, that like line, was originally, that was created by Kevin O'Leary. Like he was the one that came up with the idea because they had talked to him because he's a billionaire in real life.
Yeah.
And they were like, how would you threaten somebody? And he goes, I wouldn't threaten somebody with violence because that's actionable. So he said, I think a direct quote is, I would use the dark arts. And he would threaten them with something that is so outlandish, it is completely admissible. Like you can't actually take it as a threat. But he would deliver it in such a way. So that's why he says that line.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I do think it would have been better with the alternative ending.
You think it would have been better with the alternative ending? You don't like how crazy this movie is already.
But the thing is that if they would have added like that,
you think they need
shocking
they needed that full send
ending, it would have made the whole movie feel like, okay, well, this was all like fantasy. Not because it was so unrealistic to the point where I needed something to wrap it up and be like, okay, now it all makes sense. I needed something, you know? And I think that just would have been such a funny ending where I would find it more comical than stressful to sit through it all. It was stressful, you can agree, right?
It was stressful. No,
Yeah.
I think they took what they learned from doing Uncut Gems, which if you ever watch that movie, you'll understand.
Okay.
But if they took what they did in Uncut Gems and they dialed it up, like they made it to where you didn't have the comfort of the main character being rootable, to where you were so on the fray, you were so like feeling attacked from every angle, because Marty was essentially attacked from every angle in this movie.
And can you agree that they made him kind of like unkillable? Like he was so protected in every aspect that it was like, how was that possible?
Well, because I think that just is a testament to just how slimy and wiry this dude is. I mean,
yeah.
he's not reaching out for you. He's not like your friend. He views people less as relationships and more as a vehicle to his own desires.
I do agree with that.
And so, going back to the awards, yeah, if anything, it is definitely a toss-up. It has some stiff competition for Best Picture, as we're finding out episode after episode here. But I think acting is truly one of its strong suits.
It really is. Yeah,
I think it's a mixture between Timothée Chalamet himself and Odessa Ozion. We haven't even talked about her in this movie.
She did great.
She did an amazing role. I mean, her, like, the black eye scene was phenomenal.
That was...
And the way that she reacted in the fight that her and Marty have, where he says the stuff to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was like,
I think
that was the moment in the movie where I was like, whoa, that's heavy stuff.
Every scene that she was in, I feel like my attention was on her, and she really did like pull me back in.
Yeah, I mean, this movie has such good commanding screen presence from all of the actors in it. I mean, like, everyone rolls off and plays off of each other so well. It's truly beautiful. And I think, like, this movie is less of a whole and more of, like, the sum of its parts. Like, if you take every singular piece of this movie in, like, a vacuum, you can really start to appreciate it in such a deep and meaningful way. Like, I think it's truly something really interesting to try and break down this movie.
Maybe I'll have to rewatch, but I don't know. to me, like, it could be a great movie that had no point.
At no point?
To me, at least, yes.
Okay.
I spoke this before. I just feel like it was an endless cycle.
So what could this movie have done?
He could have either succeeded or, like, failed so harshly that that was the point, you know? But there was no...
Now, did he not do both in this movie?
That's why. Like, it should have been one or the other, you know? Like, that's why I feel like to the whole... Once, like, the movie ended, I was like, okay, so what was the point of all that?
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I mean, it was entertaining. There was a lot of chaos, and it kept me, you know, tied in for a bit until it just felt like a cycle. And I was like, okay, where is this going, though?
Right. Well, I mean, that's truly, like, I mean, now we're about halfway through this series, and I think it's just so interesting. I mean, there have been so many years where I've looked at the Oscar-nominated pictures, and it's just been so, like, it's just been like a wash. I mean, there was years, like, we knew Everything Everywhere would win. Oppenheimer is going to dominate. This year for Oscars, I don't think we could have chosen a better year to really take a scalpel at all this. I mean, all these movies have something to say. I mean, they're all truly great. And I'm just so, like, every time we film one of these, I get more and more excited for the 15th to be able to see where all of this goes. I mean, every episode I walk out, I'm like, oh, I mean, this movie's going to win. This one's so good. And then I talk about another one, and I'm like, I'm equally sold on all of them. I mean, this is incredible stuff.
Did you have a favorite so far from all the movies you've watched?
It's such a toss-up. I mean, every movie has been so good at what it tries to do in its certain way that it's like, it's apples to oranges.
Okay. What about if you were nominating the Oscars?
I don't know. I mean, I still have to talk about all these movies. I mean, I'll say it after. I can't.
You don't want to be biased?
I have to have good journalistic reporting. This teacher that I have is always talking about that. So, really gotta do my due diligence and give everything its moment in the sun. 'Cause that's the other thing with all these movies. Like, they chalk it down to just a couple, but these are 10 movies out of hundreds that get released every year. I mean, they all have to have their moment.
I agree, and I respect your respect for the movies.
Thank you. So that is, unfortunately, all of our time. And I want to thank everyone who takes time out of their day to watch this show. This has been the Academy Countdown, and my name has been Zachary Trevino.
And I'm Angela Torres.
Thank you
guys.
all for watching.